Welcome back to class, guys. Let's get started. We got a great green chevron class plan for you today. We're going to start off with some blocking as our warm-up, and we're going to cycle through and do some exercises with it. So we're going to go through yellow and green chevron material to warm up. We're going to start with a high block. So we're going to start in a fighting stance. We're just going to be bouncing, and we're going to slide in and block up, okay? So everyone with me, and on my count, go. We're going to count to 20. 2, 3, 4. Make sure that bow gets up nice and high. 5, 6. I make sure, 7, that I'm sliding into that block. 8, 9. And I do that, guys, so that I'm catching quarter 3 of the bow if someone were to be striking me. 9 more. One more. Make it a good one. Good. Switch hands. We're going to do 20 more on this side, guys. And go. So when I do this one, guys, I like to move around. It just adds a little bit more realism to my training. I want to make sure that I'm still moving around with force and really pretending that every single time I'm actually blocking something that would be coming down on me. The more often that you practice with realism, the stronger your workout is going to be and the sharper your technique is going to be. Okay, let's set our bows down. We're going to work on some push-ups now. We're going to do 20 push-ups, down on our knees. Everyone with me. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job, guys. Standing back up. Let's fix our uniforms. We're going to have a pretty solid workout today, guys. Really strong workout for our warm-up. Okay, the next one that we're going to work on, guys, is going to be our low block. Now, low block's always been a nemesis of mine. We want to make sure we're shooting our hips back and scooping down as we block. Ready, and go. On your own, guys. Following along with me. If you want, crank up some music in the background. It always helps as a nice training aid. Now, the way I teach this one, guys, is that I'm pretending that my bow is driving and then it just kind of falls off the cliff. It really does help me mentally image what I should be doing with my bow. Make sure you guys keep your head up when you're doing this one. It's really common to just kind of dip your head down. We don't want that. You got to keep your head up. Someone's coming at you likely with an uppercut if you're doing this type of block. Good. So sometimes I like to just stand, be ready, slide back. Good work. This is the one, guys, this block that gave me trouble on my green chevron exam. I was stepping into it instead of sliding back. I was really upset with myself that I didn't catch that in the videos. I saw it a couple times, and all of a sudden, I just started doing it differently for some reason. And that happens sometimes. That's why it's important to go back and watch the videos. Let's switch sides. You're going to be in a left dominant now. on our own and go. Make sure you still slide back, push that bow out and slide it down. Good job, guys. Let's do a few more. Try and visualize that you've got someone coming in front of you and you're actually using this to defend yourself. It really does make you work harder. Ultimate bow is a crazy upper body workout, as you guys all know. Good work. Let's do like 2 more. Make this one a good one and good. Okay, we're going to get into an overhand grip. We're going to get into a tension stance, squat stance. We're going to bend down, do 20 squats. Bow squats. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, guys. Okay, let's get back into our fighting stance. Let's fix our uniforms. I'm starting to sweat, guys. It doesn't take me much. Okay, we're going to get in a right dominant, right fighting stance. And all we're going to do, 2 side blocks. We want them to be fairly smooth, straight across to my open side, and then over to my dead side. I'm going to shift my foot over just a little so that I can come right across real quick. It should be in one nice smooth movement. That's 5. So I imagine that someone on this strike, guys, is coming at me with an angle 3-4 attack very quickly. So I want to develop that muscle memory so that I can go into that right away. I want to get it so that I don't even have to think about it. Let's do a couple more. Okay, let's switch sides. So I always like to start onto my open side. Ready and go. Now for this drill, guys, or warm up, I still want to make sure I'm focusing on having really solid technique. I don't want to just be sloppy for the account of, or for the sake of speed. The speed comes. We want to have a nice solid foundation to build on. I like putting lots of power into these. You got to remember, this is probably blocking a blunt attack. So you're going to have to meet force with force. Keep going, guys. We're doing great. If you're watching on the couch, get up off the couch. Join in. Some of my local students, let's keep going. I'm just going to give you some of their training tips. Some of my local students actually take their bow with them to work. And if they work in a big building, they'll go down into the parking garage. As you guys know, I live in Canada, so it gets really cold, but some of those garages are heated. And is what they like to do is they'll practice their kata on their brakes. Resting, set the bow down, which is really a great way to do it if you're living in a spot where maybe your house doesn't have the greatest space, or you live in a cold climate like I do. Having something like that, take your bow to work. Just let HR know. Okay, so we're going to put our right fist out, left foot out, and we're going to do some stride punching, okay? So nice and steady is what we're going to do. Is we're going to switch, switch, good. Now we're just going to go a little bit more of a smooth motion. Now we want to make sure that it's nice and steady. And go. Making sure I'm still twisting my punches, guys. So I still want to have proper technique. Even on my punches, if you'll notice, my punches are still going back to my hip with the palm up. I'm going to go to the side. Now this is one that I like to do just to warm up. You can go as fast as you want. I like to just get a nice pace going so that I can kind of warm up, limber up on my own. Good. Shake it out. Shake your legs out. Let's fix our uniforms. I'm sweating now, guys. Okay, moving on. Let's pick our bows back up. Next one we're going to work on is just to do some blocking, okay, with a push block. Okay, so we're going to start off and go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, moving around, 8, 9. You can add stuff into this, guys, when you're working out with me. So you could, for example, do a push block overhead front strike. And 10. 10 more. And 1, 2, 3. Every time, you guys will notice, I'm really focusing on having a really nice solid technique. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch hands. Left dominant. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 more, guys. Shake it out, keep going. If you need to pause, pause, and then come back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job, guys. Okay, guys, let's move into knee drives now. So we're going to get into an overhand front grip. We're going to get in a left fighting stance. Just going to bring that bow up. I'm really bringing that bow into my body. I'm pulling it hard as I do a really hard knee drive. That's where you get the workout. You should really feel this in your lats if you're doing it properly. I like to pretend I'm actually grabbing the back of someone's neck, which is the bow, and I'm driving them into my knee. It really helps with the visualization. Good. Let's switch sides. And go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Okay, moving on. We're on to the last block of our warm-up. Okay, angle block. Okay, so we're going to do 20 per side. So we want to get high reps in. We want to make sure that each rep still doesn't sacrifice the technique. Starting in right dominant, right fighting stance, and 1, 2. This one's going to be static, guys. 3, 4. If you'll notice, I'm really focusing on my hip rotation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that bow's down the center line of your bodies, guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Back to the other side. Okay, we got 10 more on each side. I'm going to go from a back angle view. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. 10 more, guys. 1, 2, stay with me, guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Good job. Okay, guys, for this section of class is what we're going to be working on is refining some of our spinning techniques. So we're going to start off with a quick refresh on butterfly spins. So what we want to do is we want to focus on having really proper technique, and then the speed will come. So to do this, I have my graphite bow with me today, and I'm going to be getting into a horse riding stance. Now, when I'm going to start this butterfly, I'm going to start it with my right hand out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it so that I'm palm up, and it's in between my thumb. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to put it over so that it's on top so that it looks like a butterfly. I'm going to take it around, keep spinning, spinning, spinning. I'm going to go down so my thumb is down on my left hand. And take my right hand and put it so my thumb is down. Take my left hand away. I'm going to spin, spin, spin. Keep going till I'm up so that I'm palm up, and I'm going to put my left hand on top. So it's always left hand on top, right hand on bottom. So I'm going to go around, my left hand's on top, right hand on bottom. Spinning around again. Keep going until my palm is up. Take my left hand, put it on the bow. Spinning around so that I'm thumbs down on both hands, and I'm just going to slowly keep going around. Okay? So what we're going to do is just do some light spinning. Nice and easy. Now, what I like to do when I'm doing this is I go around, I just try and have nice free flow, and I try and keep my hands fairly close together. And as you're getting better at this, you'll get to the point where you don't need to look at the bow anymore. So you can look off in any direction. You can look into the camera. You can talk to your wife that's watching you work out, or your husband that's watching you work out while you're doing this spin. So that's kind of the point that you want to get it to. And the speed comes, it just takes time, okay? So let's just go for a little bit, and let's just try and build up a little bit of speed with our bow. I'm just going to back up a little bit for you guys. Okay, so another way I like to do it is I start by spinning the bow up, and that just starts a little bit of momentum. So I find that actually with my rattan bow, I can get a really nice flow going. With the graphite, sometimes it's almost too light for me, but you can go around just spinning. Good. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So we want to practice with the left side too, okay? So we're going to do a breakdown on that. We're going to go left palm up. We're going to spin, spin, spin so that my left palm is up, but now my right goes over, okay? I'm going to come around. Now my right's on top, left on bottom, okay? So now it's the right hand is on top both times instead of the left hand. And I'm basically just copying the exact same principle. Thumbs down, thumbs up. Thumbs down, thumbs up. The left side you may find a little bit more difficult if you're right-handed, but you know we want to practice them both equally. I find that for me, the more often that I practice with my left side, the more efficient my right side feels. So I just want to go around and have a nice smooth flow. My left side, like I said, it's not the fastest, but I can try and get the speed up a little bit, but I do have to focus on my left side more than the right side, and that's just a repetition thing. We just gonna keep going through it, okay? So those are some butterfly spins. The ones that I really, the other ones that I really wanted to work on today are flourishing, okay? So now there's a trick to flourishing and making it the difference between having a really nice flourish and having one that looks kind of sloppy and really wide. So the key is with a nice flourish is we want to keep it nice and tight to our body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a two-handed flourish, and all I'm going to do is keep it in tight to my body, and we're just going to go back and forth like this. It's just like we're rowing a boat or making figure eights, however you want to describe it. Okay, and I find that the looser my wrists are, the easier that this is to do. So I don't want to have like a really rigid grip with my hands. So if you guys notice, if you're holding the bow like this really hard, it's difficult to get a really nice flourish. But when I'm going, if I loosen up my hands like this, it makes a real difference that I have that ability to manipulate the bow. So we're just going to start off slow, and I want you guys to focus on loosening up your grip a little bit and relaxing when you're doing this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go nice and easy and just flowing back and forth. We're not gripping that bow real hard. All we're doing is just kind of letting the momentum of the bow do all the work. And if you'll notice, my hips and body are swaying just ever so slightly, okay? And then something that I like to do is I'm going to do a hand switch and a foot switch at the same time. So all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going here, and I'm going to switch. And it's just a nice little flow drill that you can do. And then you can go back to the other side and switch. And then what I like to do is just increase the speed as I switch. Good. Just back and forth, guys, nice and easy. I want to keep the bow in tight to my body without clipping my shins, which I've done that before too, and that's another great way to learn how not to do it. Okay, so you just want to go nice and easy. Let's see how fast we can go, okay? So we still want to have nice technique. If you feel like your technique's getting better, you're just going to start slowly increasing the pace, okay? And let's see if we can hear the bow cutting in the wind, okay? That's pretty good. I could definitely hear it cutting in the wind. Okay, and it's a heck of a workout doing that. So if you want like a really good like cardio workout to warm up, just practice flourishing really fast. Okay, so let's do the left side. We're just gonna go nice and easy to start. We're gonna slowly build up that speed. Good job, guys. I really like that one. The next one that we're going to work on is just refining our skills today, guys, and it's all about the spinning. We're going to work on a one-handed flourish. So the way a one-handed flourish looks is it's basically the same as the two-hand, only my one hand is just in front. So the way that you want to start this one is I'm not going to hold the bow right in the middle. I'm actually going to go one fist up. Now the reason I like to do it that way is it makes the bottom end, the heel side, almost like it's heavier so that I can get more momentum on the bow. So it's the same principle as the two-handed. So with a one-handed, I want to loosen up my hand, okay? So I don't want to grip it really hard because it's not going to flow the same. I actually want to loosen up my hand. And if you guys will notice, my hand, I'm just holding it with my thumb and my forefinger when I come down. And you'll find that you can spin it much, much faster that way once you get your coordination down. Of course, you don't want to do this one in the house if you don't have all that skill built up yet, because you might lose your bow. That's been known to happen from time to time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start this one in a right fighting stance. And what you can do is you can actually spin it to start it, and that kind of builds up your speed, okay? So what we're going to do is start here. We're just spin it around. And it's very similar to bow kata 3 when we finish, only we bring it back, okay? So we just coming across. We want to have a nice steady flow. We're going to keep that hand up, and we want to make sure that we're still swaying our body just enough so that the bow is moving from side to side. It clipped my, it didn't touch me, but it clipped my uniform there. So we want to go just nice and easy, okay? Moving back and forth. If you'll notice, I open up my hands here, come down. Open up my hand, come down. Open up, tighten up. Open up, tighten up. And you just want to get a nice smooth flow. Now with this one, I really find that I can go quite a bit faster with one hand than I can with two. So we're going to try that. We're going to see how fast we can go. We're going to see if we can get the wind cutting pretty good here. Okay, so we're going to start here. We're just going to start slow and gradually build up our speed. Coming around. Oh, that was caught in my belt. Pretty good. Caught the tail on my belt. That's happened before on me also when I've done bow kata. It happens. Okay, so the left side, same idea, coming around, open up our hand when it's going around onto the dead side. Comes around, open it up. Now you want to make sure that your hand's just slightly above that middle point, closer to section 3 of the bow. You want to go just nice and smooth, going back and forth. Good work, guys. Good. Okay, we're going to go a little faster now, okay? Okay, so ready, and we're going to spin, slowly increasing our speed. My left side's not as fast as my right, guys. So I like to make sure that I'm still careful when I do this, guys, because if you're not, you definitely are going to be suspect to a training injury, because the bow can definitely clip your shin or the side of your head if you're not careful. So you make sure that you're practicing this one with safety in mind. Nice and easy. Try and get a nice smooth flow. Good. Okay. The next one that we're going to work on, guys, is reverse flourish. Okay. So all we do is our pinky is going to lead us up and back. So instead of the forefinger and thumb leading, going back and forth, it's going to be the pinky. And it comes up, and it's the same idea. So when I come up, my hand is open, and then it tightens on the way back, and then it opens, and then it comes on the way back. And as what you guys will find is if you're doing it this way, it really increases the speed and coordination of the flow. Okay, so we're going to just do this one slowly. We're going to gradually build up our speed. We're going to get in that right dominant, and we're going to start the bow open palm, and we're going to come up and then up again. So I'm making like a figure 8. Okay, that's all I'm doing it. So if you're just learning this mechanic, that's all you need to worry about, is just going like that. If you've got it down, start bringing your hand open palm, and then tighten it up, and then bring it back up, and then bring it up in an open palm. And all we're going to do is just bring it so that it's just flourishing like that. Nice and steady. You can do these reverse also. You got to be really careful with these ones. Caught my tail again. You got to be really careful with these ones when they're coming, that they don't, on the back side, clip you in the back of the head, or catch your side of your calf. So same idea on this side, guys. We're just going back and forth, nice and easy. And as what I like to do is, if you'll notice, my arm is just staying there, and my wrist is doing all the work. Okay, that actually increases the speed quite a bit. You can still go like this, but it slows it down if you're going up and down. If you keep your hands straight and come across with your flourish like that, it's way faster, and you're still flourishing, still going across. Good work, guys. It's a bit of a shoulders workout too. Okay, moving on. This is just a little bit of refinement, guys, on every one of our movements, okay? So the next one that we're going to work on is just going to be a butterfly around the back and back. So this one is your butterfly, and it's very similar to bow kata-two. It's actually really good practice for bow kata-two. One trick that I like to do on this one is I do my spin, come around behind my back, and if I'm going for real speed, I kind of actually dip my shoulder and I come around. Nice and easy. It's a good wrist workout too. If you're using a heavier bow, you have to be really careful that you don't do that and lose your bow. It happens to the best of us. Okay, keep going. Even Sensei Nathan loses concentration. Nice and easy. Good. Now let's go the other way. Good job, guys. Nice and easy. Good. Okay, one more to finish out, guys. And is what we're going to do is it's just going to be a little bit of a combination of a couple of the things that we've done. So is what we're going to do is we're going to start in a flourish, and then is what we're going to do is we're going to move to our open side into a butterfly, and then we're going to move back into a flourish. Okay. So we're going to start this one slow. We're going to break it down step by step. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like full speed. So we're here. We're going to flourish without clipping our leg. Flourishing and coming across into my butterfly. Back into a flourish. Butterfly, flourish. So you can do as many as you want. You could do 2 or 3 flourishes and then 1 butterfly, or you could do 1 of each. I like to do a couple of each because you can kind of get a little bit of momentum going. The key is that you got to move to your open side. Okay, so I'm starting here. I spin, I come around, I take my left hand off, I start my butterfly, put my left hand on top, spin it around, come back. Each time. It's just combining the flourish and the butterfly. So now we're going to do the next side. Left dominant, I'm going to go nice and easy. Good, and I'm going to open up and then back. Nice and smooth. We want to make sure that we feel really comfortable with that bow And spinning, some people love it, some people hate it, some people are indifferent. I like it. It really does help with the flow of the bow, and it really helps you feel like you have an extra level of control with it. And that's kind of the purpose of this class. So like green-chevron, we really should be able to start having quite good command of the bow. And when we start getting into some of these spinning exercises, we have to keep in mind that we want to make sure that we're diverse as possible with it. So keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed that section. Okay guys, it's time for students versus Sensei Nathan. For this part is what we're going to do is we're working on our one-handed flourishing, okay? So we've been practicing it all class. We're going to test our skills now. So we're going to go for 30 seconds, which is pretty long, and we're going to count our flourishes. So the way that I want this to work, guys, is it doesn't matter which stance you get in, whatever your strong side is, or if you want to work on your weak side, that's awesome too, is what we're going to do is we're going to come around. We're going to count each time it passes our open side, okay? So we'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, okay? So not each side, only when it passes the open side, okay? So we'll use the honor system for counting, okay? So let me know in the comments or send me a message if you beat my high score, or just let me know what you got. I always love hearing that stuff, guys, okay? So I'm gonna set my Mario timer up. We're going to get 30 seconds, getting you ready, and go. $39, I think. Shane will let us know. Good work, guys. So 39, that's not bad. That's more than 1 per second. Actually, my hand was starting to get sweaty, and it was starting to slide on the bow. I actually had to stop the bow. Otherwise, it would have went flying and probably left a dent in one of the walls. Great work on that, guys. Okay? So what we're going to do is cool down. Okay? We had a really good shoulders workout. So let's work on our shoulders for cool down, okay? So we're just gonna do some shoulder circles, nice and easy. As always, when I'm cooling down, I like to think about my workout, just kind of reflect, almost kind of like it's almost meditative for me. So I highly recommend it. It works really well for me. I hope that some people have maybe tried that, and hopefully it works for you. Just some nice easy hip rotations, going back and forth. Good work, guys. I'm taking my left hand, put it across, going nice and easy, stretching that side out. Good work. And the other side. It's funny when I teach bow to my local students, I tell you guys, the youths, man, they pick up that spinning so fast, it's like second nature to them. The very first thing that I like to teach is how to do a flourish to the youth students, because they want to learn how to spin that bow. So it's pretty awesome to see how quickly they can pick that up. Okay, so just a couple big arm rotations. Good work, guys. Stretch out those legs just a little bit. Didn't use them a whole lot today, but I still like to keep those hip flexors pretty loosened up. Switch. Nice and easy. Good work, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that green-chevron class. We're just going to kind of, periodically, we're going to have some spinning classes in there. I actually have some pretty interesting combinations that I'd like to go over with you guys sometime. That'll be in future classes. Hope you guys had a great workout. Take care, and I'll see you next time.